Arthur Bloch had served as an author for the divine art. The symbolic image of all the pharaohs. This gigantic statue, rising against the western side of the second pylon. Lastly, two of my images watch over the gate of the sanctuary. Only for 7 years, I wore the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt. 3 royal queens shared my bed. The third was the daughter of the Hittite king, the most powerful monarch of Asia Minor. You may measure the vastness of my empire, but to judge the span of my life, know that after her I married 4 of my own daughters, and that the number of my children was 92 boys and 106 girls. I, a pharaoh.
These are the mighty stone organ pipes of Karnak.
Let's listen a while to the confused hubbub of words that seem to sing from these walls, thick with the inscriptions of signatures and prayers. Let's dream in this forest of symbols.
The columns are all inspired by the umbilical pipes of the river, which brought to Egypt both its grace and its knowledge. Some of the columns are open, that is to say, their capitals are open, while others are closed, like the flowers in the bud. Behind the style chamber,
the function of this chamber is essentially both religious and imperial. The physical presence of Ammon was there in the form of a statue transported on rock. And Pharaoh came here to regenerate his soul, since he reigned over Upper and Lower Egypt, in other words, over the universe, in his quality as son of Ammon.
Let's admire this cluster of cards, in which the architect has striven to capture the very sap of Nile stone. That sap that feeds the giant fire slips, springing from the rich silt, swarming with birds and reptiles. The Nile, so like the Egyptian language, with its poetic vitality, flowering even beyond the boundaries of death.
It is dawn, and we can imagine the day of the Egypt, as if our hieroglyphs were suddenly to shake themselves with sounds.
In the depths of the sanctuary, Amen, the God, the Creator, is present in the form of his statue. There is the ceremonial of the opening of his heart, for the mouth waters both men and devils. Polishings, fumigations, repeated anointings, touchings of the face with a fork of silex and mads, blessing the root of the ox. All these solemn rites have literally incorporated the soul of Amun in its receptacle of sculptured wood.
Aaron came into the divine presence this morning. He purified himself from the waters of the sacred lake. He will proceed to awaken the God with his letting priests. The God is still sleeping, as every night, in his tabernacle that is sealed every evening.
Awake, Karnak, queen of the dwellings of the gods and goddesses that inhabit her. Awake, gods and goddesses, to the beauty of this new day. Awake in peace, Amun, Lord of Karnak.
The bond is broken, the seal unsealed. The twin gates of heaven are opening. The twin gates of the earth are swinging wide.
Hail to thee, Amun, Lord of Thebes, Lord of Lords, Master of Terror, and King of Ka.
The Pharaoh invitation are done. The ceremony will continue all day long around the awakening statue, with the assistance of the host priests.
God will be nourished with incense and libations. The remains of the offerings of meat and wine will naturally serve to feed the priests. After the noon libations, God will be entertained with paints, oils, perfumes, and jewels.
And in the evening, after a further purification, the statue will return to its tabernacle, sheltered behind a fresh clay ceiling applied to the gates.
Leave the sanctuary. The sun has vanished behind the Theban mountains. Amun has vanished into the night with the sun, embarking once more upon that dark voyage that is the foretaste of death.
It's very honest before. The worst that I've seen.
Yeah, it's worth to come again and see it like on the daylight with a tour guide so I can explain this a little bit better. I mean, this is for foreign people, so it should be like
Perfect.
so.
Art music. Because they played that art music. No, you're cooking.
By dreaming. This mirror set in the rock has reflected the finest firework display of antiquity. A dazzling gleam that has lasted 20 centuries.
As soon as one cluster of stars faded, another pharaoh fired another salvo. And this will be named forever the splendor of Thebes. It has been said that Thebes was the first city, the city of cities. Homer named it the city of 100 gates. For 100 trumpets sounded its fame.
Listen to the sounds of Karnak. The silence was deceptive, since the city for 20 centuries has resounded so much to the sound of song and harp that it was almost alive with music. Naturally, there are the baser tasks of the city, the crowded farmyards, the laden trellises, the papyrus presses, and the nobler tasks, the working of gold and silver, the polishing of the columns, the fashioning of the sandstone blocks.
But above all, there is the fabulous machinery of the universe. For God is in charge and is responsible for the functioning of the world.
Upon the terraces, priests, astronomers observe the movement of the stars, are responsible for eclipses of the moon and the rising of the sun.
Other wise men, bending over their desks, keep the maps of the empire up to date, and the much more complicated maps of the kingdom of eternity. Watching over the furnaces, others supervise the mysterious metallurgical union of silver and gold into electrum, whose shiny plaques would clothe the obelisks. Over the river to the west bank, where the sun sets every evening behind the Valley of the Kings.
It is the shore of the dead, the beginning of the beyond.
If some lights are still shining in the necropolis, it means that the embalmers are late at their work.
Their patron is Anubis, the somber god who prowls like a black dog around the cemeteries. Their god is Osiris, who knows all the secrets of the resurrection and watches 70 nights over the mummification workshops and the endless swaths of wrappings. We are at the turning point of the 18th and 19th dynasties, more than 3,000 years ago. Before it, every Tutmosis and Amenophis. After it, every Seti and Ramesses. Now, we are at the moment of unbelievable sacrilege and revolution. Amenophis IV changes his name, his god, and his capital.
Above all glories, he set love supreme. And his beloved wife, Nefertiti, shared his dream of a new faith and a new city.
Amun no longer existed. Even his name was effaced from the monuments. The new god was called Aton.
The heretical pharaoh took the name of Akhenaton, devoting himself to his new worship, his poems, his prophecies, his new city of El Amarna.
And Karnak seemed to be relegated to the shadows. But the new religion lasted only as long as its mentor. Chisel, ruin, fire, all conspire to obliterate him.
The new pharaoh was a child.
This child was to restore the ancient worship.
He rekindled the 1,000 lamps of the abandoned temples of Karnak. He took the traditional name, and if his earthly life was short, since he died in his adolescence, his posthumous glory eclipses that of all the others, for his name is Tutankhamun.
His makeshift tomb was dug in the very floor of the Valley of the Kings. Over there.
It escaped the looters for 3,000 years. And in 1922, everything was there.
The sarcophagi, one inside the other. The statues, the jewels of gold, the sacred and profane furniture, the alabasters, the porcelains, that prodigious treasure that still draws the crowds, and that mask encrusted with lapis lazuli and cornelian, which stares at us from the depths of the night with the enigmatic smile of an immortal young man.
When the world's first great aspired to dedicate 2 golden obelisks to Ammon. Listen.
Behold, I was sitting in my palace, meditating upon the being who created me, when the voice of my heart spoke, telling me to make 2 golden obelisks for him. My spirit took fire, thinking of what the men who would later see these monuments would say. They would say, "Why this mountain of gold?" But my dream was beyond my power. My 2 obelisks were not of gold, but a single stone, hard granite without a join. And the expedition to bring the stone to me took 7 months. Now the 2 obelisks have been set up. I must finish their dedication. I shall add this. Thinking of future men who will not have seen the realization of my dream of gold, I wish at least that they may be able to say this, that my mouth was excellent in the words that issued from it.
Egypt's meditation and the breath of Ammon turns the machinery of the world in the heart of the Forbidden City.
But each year, the harvest done, the grapes gathered, when the new wine rises to the head, Ammon takes a short holiday. On his barge of state, he sets forth for a honeymoon on the river.
he goes to Luxor, where he honeymoons each year with the goddess Ammit.
This is the beautiful festival of Opet. The joyous echoes still seem to come down to us from the depths of time. All the details are inscribed on the walls along the great colonnade of Luxor.
Once again, in this month of Harvey, the people of Thebes are gathering at the gates of Karnak for the grand festival of the god Ammon.
Assyria reached the gates of Thebes and defied the ancient citadel. Alexander of Macedon wished to add the title of Pharaoh to his glories.
Caesar the Roman clutched all the Mediterranean in his eager hand and opened it Egypt.
Like a tree that has grown too old, Ammon himself knew no return of spring.
But the line of Aton, born of the dream of a pharaoh who was a poet, was luckier than the patriarch of Karnak. It was the one god of Akhenaton, the Our Father of the Christians and the Muslims, who raised chapels and mosques in the dust of Thebes.
But though the testimonies of a faith may fall into ruins, they do not die. The language may be lost, but it will be found. And Ammon, who reigns forever here, is not a god to be taken lightly.
He is a god of the beginning, when the earth and the waters were still mingled, as were the animals and men. He is a complex god, as powerful as the creation.
Ammon announced the salvation of man.
He also announced the salvation of the crocodile and the scarab, everything that moves, of the flowers of the earth. He deigned to assume the guise of a ram, a falcon, a goose, or a bull. He offered equality to all the companions of the universe.
And the language of the hieroglyphics is like this overwhelming faith, which, thanks to the floods of the Nile, raised these pylons, these colonnades, these obelisks.
May these hieroglyphics come to life once more, to bid farewell to you, new pilgrims to our Egypt.